From a teenage pregnancy at 20 to marrying a powerful attorney 33 years her senior, Erika Jayne's love life reads like a Hollywood script. Now at 54, she's dating for the first time as an independent woman. Here's the complete journey of Erika's relationships from her first husband to her new military veteran boyfriend. Long before she became Erika Jayne, the glamorous pop star, she was Erika Jayne from Atlanta, Georgia. At just 18 years old, she moved to New York City with dreams of making it in entertainment. What she found instead was love, marriage, and motherhood, all before she could legally drink. While working as a go-go dancer at a Manhattan club, Erika met Thomas Zizzo. He was working as a DJ at the same venue. And according to Erika's 2018 memoir, Pretty Mess, he was a tall, muscular Sicilian with the kind of streetwise swagger that only native New Yorkers can muster. He was an absolute piece. The attraction was immediate and intense. They dated for just 6 months before Erika moved in with him. She got pregnant shortly after, and the couple decided to marry. On December 1991, at just 20 years old, Erika married Thomas at the iconic St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City. Soon after, she gave birth to their son, Thomas Tommy Zizzo Jr. in 1992. But becoming a wife and mother so young proved overwhelming. In her memoir, Erika took full responsibility for the marriage failing. "I knew I was a good mom. I thought I was adult enough to be a wife and a mother, but really I wasn't," she wrote. Tommy bore the brunt of that. It was this constant pressure, and it was hard for both of us to take. The marriage lasted about 5 years before ending in divorce in 1996. Erika was just 25 years old with a young son and uncertain future. "We broke up when my son was a little more than 18 months old," Erika revealed. "I came out of a divorced home. I did what I knew, which was to take my son and leave." Despite the divorce, Erika and Thomas maintained a positive relationship. In a 2024 interview with 2TS in a Pod, Erika said, "My first husband, I actually had a great relationship, probably a better relationship divorced than married. And I'm very grateful that he never did anything like that. And we're still friends to this day." This amicable co-parenting relationship became even more important during Erika's recent legal troubles. In June 2022, she told Bravo's The Daily Dish that Thomas had been very supportive throughout everything. She revealed that even her mother is close to him and his mother, showing how their families remained connected decades after the divorce. At BravoCon 2023, Erika reflected on how meeting Tommy shaped her entire career. "I always made dance music. My first husband was a DJ and we met at the club," she explained. "I grew up in a dance studio. I grew up in musical theater. And I made the music that I wanted to make, that I wanted to dance to." After her divorce from Thomas, Erika made the boldest decision of her life. She decided to move to Los Angeles to pursue her dream of becoming a singer and entertainer. "It was the biggest risk I've ever taken," Erika admitted in her memoir. The decision weighed heavy on her heart. "I was panicked, but I was committed to succeeding. And I knew he'd end up here with me eventually." For years, Erika flew back and forth between coasts trying to be an active part of Tommy's life in NYC while building her career in California. It was exhausting, expensive, and emotionally draining. But Erika was determined to create a better life for herself and her son. This period of single motherhood, hustling between 2 cities, working restaurant jobs, and chasing auditions shaped who Erika would become. She learned independence, resilience, and the value of hard work, lessons that would serve her throughout her life. In the late 1990s, Erika was working as a cocktail waitress at Chasen's, a famous upscale restaurant in West Hollywood. She was 27 years old, a divorced single mother, and marriage was the last thing on her mind. She was focused on survival and trying to break into entertainment. Tom Girardi was a regular patron at Chasen's because he was actually an investor in the restaurant. At the time, he was already a legendary Los Angeles attorney known for winning massive settlements for his clients. He was in his late 50s or early 60s, making him roughly 33 years older than Erika. According to Erika's memoir, after working at Chasen's for about a year, she decided to make the first move. She slipped Tom her phone number. A few days later, around Christmas, Tom's secretary called Erika to see if she could meet him for dinner. Erika was not impressed by this approach. She told the secretary, "Tell Mr. Girardi if he wants to take me out on a date, he needs to call me himself and ask me and give me enough time to prepare." She elaborated in her memoir, "You know how men are, especially if they are successful. They expect you to drop everything right away." Tom got the message. About a week later, he walked into Chasen's and asked Erika out properly himself. They went on a date, had a really nice time, and began what would become a long friendship before romance developed. Erika and Tom's relationship evolved slowly over about a year. They connected over their similar backgrounds. Both had grown up with very little money and had to work hard for everything they achieved. Tom appreciated Erika's ambition and drive. Erika was drawn to Tom's intelligence, success, and the stability he represented. When Tom finally proposed, it came with an unusual condition that would define their entire marriage. "Listen, I'll buy you anything you want. I don't care what it is. You name it," Tom told her. "But I'm not wearing a wedding band. I never have. I never will. I don't like it. It's uncomfortable. Please don't ask me to." Erika agreed to this request, writing pragmatically in her memoir, "A wedding band does not have magical powers. It is not going to stop anyone from doing something." This acceptance of an unconventional arrangement would characterize their entire relationship. Just a few months after they started seriously dating, Erika and her son Tommy moved in with Tom. 6 months after that, they got engaged. The couple married in January 1999 at Chasen's, the same restaurant where they first met. It was Erika's second marriage and Tom's third. Erika was now Erika Girardi, wife of one of Los Angeles's most powerful attorneys. She was 28 years old. Tom was 61. The 33-year age gap would become a constant source of public scrutiny and judgment for the next 2 decades. For the first 2 decades of their marriage, Erika and Tom maintained an unconventional but functional partnership. Tom was consumed by his demanding legal career, working long hours and traveling frequently. Erika, meanwhile, was building her own identity and career. In 2007, at age 35, Erika created her alter ego, Erika Jayne. Many people told her pursuing a music career at that age was insane, but Tom supported the venture completely. He funded her music career, hiring producers, dancers, stylists, and glam teams to make Erika Jayne a reality. "I wanted to create again," Erika told People magazine in 2018. "I had to be brave enough to say I'm not fulfilled." Erika Jayne was born out of rebellion. "I like to break the rules." Tom not only allowed this, he encouraged and financed it. Tom also embraced Erika's son Tommy from her first marriage. On Rob, Erika opened up to Garcelle Beauvais about this, saying Tom had been an incredible stepfather. Tommy lived with them and Tom helped raise him as his own. This family dynamic was one of the genuine positives in their relationship. When Erika joined the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills in 2015, she gave viewers an inside look at her marriage. She was 44 years old. Tom was 76. The 32-year age gap immediately became a topic of endless discussion and judgment. Erika defended their relationship fiercely. "I've dealt with this forever, the younger woman that married the wealthier, older man," she said during confessionals. "I mean, I'm tired of having to justify my 20-year marriage. Go get a 20-year marriage, then come king talk to me." She continued defending Tom passionately. "Yeah, I married a guy that's 33 years older than me. And yeah, he's got a lot of money. But you know what? He's a good man. And that is the most important thing." In 2017, Erika explained what made their marriage work. Speaking to Bravo's The Daily Dish, she emphasized friendship and common ground. "You have to be friends. You have to like the same things. You have to see the world the same way. You have to have the same interests. And when you are genuinely rooting for the other guy, you know, Tom is very supportive of me, and I am very supportive of him. And I think that's what makes it work." One aspect of their marriage that raised eyebrows was how much time they spent apart. During a 2017 Rob episode, Erika discussed this dynamic openly. People are always like, oh, you guys don't see each other a lot. But when we do see each other, it's 100% full-on attention, she explained. This is what people don't understand. It's not a detriment to the relationship. It's actually helpful, Erika continued. It's better than someone being in your face all the time and you're not even present. Tom traveled constantly for work. Erika traveled for her music career and Rob filming. They functioned more like partners in a business arrangement than a traditional married couple, though both insisted they loved each other deeply. In 2020, during season 10 of Rob, Erika addressed what everyone wondered about, the sex life. When Garcelle asked the question directly, Erika was candid. It's okay, she said. People always ask that. They're always like, what's going on? Is it 20-year-old thing all day long? No, not really. We got bills to pay. In 2017, during an appearance on Andy Cohen's Then and Now, Erika dropped a bombshell that would become extremely significant later. She revealed that she and Tom did not have a prenuptial agreement. I don't have a prenup, Erika told Andy, but let me tell you something. Let me be very clear. I'm married to a very powerful lawyer. A prenup wouldn't stand in his way anyway. So, it doesn't matter whether you had one or you didn't. It's going to be all Tom's way, I assure you. He'll rip that piece of paper to shreds in 2 seconds. At the time, this seemed like Erika acknowledging Tom's legal prowess with humor. Looking back, it reads more like a warning about the power imbalance in their relationship. Behind the glamorous facade, things started deteriorating. Erika later revealed on Bravo's Hot Mic podcast that Tom's personality changed dramatically as he began to decline. The great thing about Tom when I was married to him was he did want me to succeed, Erika told producer Alex Baskin. Now, is he egotistical and narcissistic and it obviously went down in flames and the ending was terrible and heartbreaking? Yes. But at his core, did he want me to do well? Yes. She explained that Tom never once told her she couldn't say something, couldn't do something, or shouldn't wear something. He was always 100% supportive of her choices. He believed in her decisions. But when Tom started to decline, everything changed. When Tom started to decline and the wheels fell off for him, his personality changed, Erika revealed. His focus shifted from supporting me to almost resenting me. This transformation was terrible and heartbreaking to watch unfold. During season 13 of Rob, Erika revealed more about the marriage's final days. In the end, Tom and I fought about everything. Nothing was harmonious. We had both descended into resentment for each other, and that is when your marriage is over. On November 3, 2020, Erika filed for divorce from Tom after 21 years of marriage. The announcement shocked fans who thought they had weathered everything together. After much consideration, I have decided to end my marriage to Tom Girardi, Erika said in a statement to People. This is not a step taken lightly or easily. I have great love and respect for Tom and for our years and the lives we built together. It is my absolute wish to proceed through this process with respect and with the privacy that both Tom and I deserved. In court documents, Erika requested spousal support and asked the court not to allow Tom to request the same from her. Tom later submitted a response citing irreconcilable differences and asked the courts to eliminate spousal support to Erika and for her to pay his attorney fees. In the years following her divorce filing, Erika focused on rebuilding her life independently for the first time ever. She'd gone from her first marriage at 20 to her marriage to Tom at 28, meaning she'd never truly been single and independent as an adult. I have done a lot of work on myself and pulling myself together, rebuilding my life, Erika said in January 2025. During season 13, she admitted she'd contemplated suicide following the split, but her son Tommy encouraged her to fight like a mother. During a 2TS in a podcast appearance in August 2024, Erika said she was never going back to marriage. I don't feel that that's where I'm at. I have a lot of work to do, and I really just want to be successful on my own. I have for my first time my own thing, for real. For real, she continued, and being a grown-up, you know? Like this isn't being 20 and being married to your husband and having a child. This is Erika out on her own doing it, and it feels good. For years after filing for divorce, Erika remained single. She admitted she wasn't great at talking to men and was very direct and to the point, which men didn't seem to like. In November 2024, Erika revealed on 2TS in a pod that she wasn't on the celebrity dating app Raya, though she was considering joining. She explained her attraction is based on feeling rather than looks. I never look at men and find them attractive. I always say this, I'm never looking at the way someone looks necessarily. I'm always looking at the feeling I get from them. By January 2025, Erika confirmed she was ready to date. It's on the table. Of course it's on the table. Yeah, she told the Daily Dish. She said it was a time to be open and to have fun. However, she made it clear she wouldn't marry again. Like I said years ago, I don't think I'll ever be legally married to anyone ever again. But of course, the idea of having someone in your life is a nice idea. In summer 2025, Erika met someone who would become her first serious relationship post-Tom. His name is John Shrek McPhee, a retired U.S. Army Special Operations Sergeant Major. Erika revealed on her podcast Diamonds in the Rough in July 2025 exactly how they met. She first saw him on a friend's podcast and found him interesting. Then she saw him on another podcast. God, that guy's kind of interesting, she thought. Then she randomly saw him backstage at a music festival in London. Erika was performing after Heidi Montag and John was working as Heidi's private security guard. That's the guy from the podcast, Erika realized. I'm going to walk up and say hello. So, she did exactly that. I was like, hey, my name is Erika and I've seen a couple podcasts. I'm a fan, she recalled. They exchanged contact information and went on 2 dates in Los Angeles after returning to the States. By December 2025, Erika confirmed she and John had been dating for 6 months. John is 54 years old, the same age as Erika, making this her first same-age relationship. The contrast to her marriage with Tom, who is 33 years older, is impossible to ignore. John doesn't live in Southern California. He doesn't live in Southern California, but I enjoy every moment we spend together, Erika shared on her podcast. So, this is a really nice person and I enjoy my time with him. In October 2025, John took Erika on a trip to Panama that she described as transformative. It was probably one of the best trips I've ever had in my entire life. John and I went dates and dinners and holding hands and walking around the old city of Panama, and it was so lovely. I was able to be and just sort of clear my mind, and I was really happy there. The couple also traveled to Arlington Cemetery together in December 2024, where they laid wreaths. Erika described the experience as both emotional and great. She told the Daily Dish, everything is nice and everything is going great. We like to do all kinds of fun stuff. At BravoCon 2025 in November, Erika revealed that Kyle was the first Rob cast member she told about John. It's slow, she explained at the Living in Beverly Hills panel. And I think that's the right thing to do. Just slow. As of December 2025, none of Erika's other cast members had met John. No one's met him, and I kind of like it like that because I like him and I know how bad these things are for your relationship, she told Us Weekly. Like I've gone through too much on this. I think I need, I would like to keep that relationship special and over here if I could. She also confirmed that John has never seen the show and doesn't know anything about it. Erika is intentionally protecting this relationship from the Rob spotlight that has complicated so many other housewives' romances. After 2 marriages and decades of relationships, Erika has clarity about what she needs. He makes me feel really good and calm and peaceful, she said about John in December 2024. I enjoy having fun. He's a normal, regular person and does not live in Los Angeles. I needed space from all of this. I needed a moment. It's been a lot. She's also learned important lessons she shares with others. Please take time to get to know who you're dating before you make any sort of commitment. Whether you move in together, you get engaged, or you get married, please give it enough time. And I mean like a year or more before you start to see and let the hormones wear off just for a second so you can actually see the person for who they are. In October 2024, Erika described her future as really up for grabs, but peaceful. "I just don't know what's coming, and sometimes that's okay," she said on her podcast. "I want inner peace. I want peace after these last 5 years." From teenage bride to powerful attorney's wife to independent woman finding love on her own terms, Erika Jayne's romantic journey has been extraordinary. Now at 54, she's finally discovered who she is outside of marriage and chosen a partner who respects that. What's your take? Comment and subscribe.